Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So tonight we're going to talk about some new products from Bad Habit Beauty. I know they're doing brushes, they're doing face powder, palettes. What's next? Well, apparently that's lashes. So we're going to get into it tonight, talk about these lashes a little bit. So if that's something you're interested in watching, then you're in the right place. We're about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
So, Bad Habit Beauty, if you guys have been on my channel for any length of time, you know that this is a company that I have been keeping my eye on. Now, Bad Habit first launched on the scene when they started doing dupe palettes. Now, they weren't doing rip-off palettes, so they weren't like, if, you know, Natasha Denona launched a palette, they weren't producing a palette that said the Natasha Denona Gold palette and looked just like the Natasha Denona Gold palette. That's not what Bad Habit does. Bad Habit always came up with their own PR. They always came up with their own marketing for a palette. They always came up with their own packaging, their own component, but they would copy the color scheme. For example, the Noirvina palette that came out. When Bad Habit duped it, they called it the Luna palette. However, when you open it up, it's basically the Noirvina palette. Now, there are a couple of shades in here that are off by like a tone or two. They don't always do exact replicas, but they are close enough that if you can't afford the Noirvina palette, but you have $16, you can basically get the same color story at a much cheaper rate. And I love that because they always went after kind of the palettes that were really considered to be luxury palettes. Natasha Denona palettes, Anastasia palettes. They never went after palettes that were already affordable to everybody. They always went after those palettes that were just out of some people's reach, that couldn't afford it and were maybe in a different economic class and just couldn't afford those palettes. That's why I really appreciated what Bad Habit was doing, that, and they weren't just doing rip-offs. Now, I know everybody has an opinion when it comes to dupes, and I get that. I have a really big problem when it comes to rip-offs. Number one, typically with a rip-off, they'll also even rip off the ingredients list. So what you're seeing is the original palette ingredients list, not the palette itself ingredients list. And it's not regulated by the FDA, so they're very, very dangerous. And that's my biggest problem with rip-off palettes. But when you have a company like Bad Habit that is regulated by the FDA, they are producing their own ingredients list. That's not the same as the Natasha Denona palette that they did a dupe of. They're doing their own marketing campaign, their own packaging. For me, I'm okay with that, especially if they're taking a $200 palette and making it a $16 palette that's still a good quality and allows everyone to enjoy the color story. So me personally, I'm okay with that part of it. However, I didn't want that to only be Bad Habit's thing, you know? I didn't want that to be their only shtick. I didn't want them to just be a dupe company. And there's a couple of reasons I wanted them to actually grow and branch out and become a good competing business within the beauty space. Number one, their customer service is amazing. Number two, their shipping and distribution is on lock. So when you place an order, it's typically at your house the very next day or the day after that. You never have to wait long for any of their products, and they have like a flat rate shipping. It's like $4 for shipping no matter what you order, and it's typically at your house within a couple of days. And for me, that is amazing as an organization. In addition to that, they have their own formulations. They have their own eyeshadow formulas. They have their own matte formula, their own metallic formula, their own duochrome formula, their own topper formula, and the formulas are very, very good. Now, they could have come out and made original palettes with a formula that good. They probably could have got away with charging a significantly higher amount of money for their palettes, but they didn't. And they kept their products affordable for everybody, and I really appreciate that. Now, I've kept my eye on them over the course of the last couple of years because I've been waiting for them to do what they're currently doing, and that is to expand their line to include products that are specific and exclusive to Bad Habit, and they're products that are like their own. It's not a dupe of anything. So they started with their liquid lipsticks. So they came out with their Bad Habit liquid lipsticks. They're beautiful liquid lipsticks. I really like these liquid lipsticks. If you haven't checked them out, I definitely would recommend to check them out. Then they came out with their own original palette. Everybody was really excited for the Pretty Poison palette when it came out. It's an original palette to Bad Habit, so they did the design for it, and it's gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous palette. Very pretty, very beautiful. The formula is amazing. I love this palette. Then they came out with face powders. They came out with their own setting powders, and they came out with like 8 different shades of these setting powders. So it's incredibly inclusive. And as they're coming out with all of this new stuff, they're keeping their price point down, and they're keeping their shipping and distribution flawless. Then they came out with their own brushes. So they've got their own exclusive Bad Habit brushes now. So the organization is growing. They're coming out with their own original things, and I absolutely love watching them grow. Now, don't get me wrong. I still love some of their dupe palettes, particularly the Divine palette. This is one of my favorites, and this is the Natasha Denona Star palette, and this palette is gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. Typically, every time I talk about Bad Habit, I always bring up this palette because it really is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette, and it's not a $200 palette, so I really like this one. Well, now they're taking their turn at lashes, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. Now, before we get into these lashes, let's chat a little bit about where I'm coming from when it comes to lashes and how I feel about lashes. So, false lashes are not easy for your everyday average woman to use every day. As a matter of fact, I will never forget when I really started getting into the makeup scene around the time my sister and I decided to open the makeup studio. One of the things that I did was to just throw myself into cosmetics and the industry and really playing with product. Now, she had been a makeup artist for years and years. I, on the other hand, didn't know anything other than what your average person knows about beauty and beauty products. So I genuinely took it on as a study, and I just drowned myself in everything that I could learn about makeup. And one of my biggest struggles was false lashes. I was not a false lash wearer. I never wore false lashes every day. Trying to get those things on and having them look normal and walk out of the house every day with a pair of false lashes on was one of the hardest things throughout that whole learning process for me to actually get down pat to where I was comfortable with it and I can wear them every day. And if I don't have them on, I feel like I'm naked. You know, have you ever had those days where you walk out and you've forgotten to put your mascara on, and then you get in the car and you're like, oh my God, I didn't put my mascara on, and you just feel naked the whole day? Well, that's how I feel now if I don't have my false lashes on. So you get there eventually. It really is about practice. I know that if you've tried it once or twice and you're just like, screw this, I cannot deal with false lashes. I can't tell you how many times I did that. But if you just stick with it and you really practice and you really just play with them, eventually you'll get it. And I'm telling you, you'll love the way a really good false lash looks on you. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I have a preference when it comes to false lashes. Unfortunately, right now, the big fad is those big, huge, giant false lashes. It is very Instagram friendly, Everybody likes them for selfies. They look great in pictures. They look good on YouTube influencers when they're doing their videos. Those big, giant fake lashes. This is a pair from Velour, and these are actually quite small compared to some of those big lashes out there. But even these are a little too much for me. I still like a natural lash. I like a lash that's just going to give me a little bit of added oomph, a little bit of added volume, and maybe a little bit of added length. I like the fact that false lashes give me a curl all day long, and I don't have to worry about my mascara falling and my lashes being straight because they didn't hold the curl. So I love the curl that a false lash gives me, but mostly I just like the look of having more lashes. And the older I get, the more sparse my lashes are getting. So the more I reach for my lashes on a daily basis. But a good natural light volume lash is hard to find. And one that's good quality and is going to last more than one application, because a light volume natural lash just doesn't have a lot there to hold on to when it comes to the band. So finding a natural lash is hard to find one that's going to hang in there and last through a couple of uses. I've struggled with that because that's my preference. I really like a natural lash. I have one of the Bad Habit Beauty lashes on tonight, and as you can see, these lashes are just enough to make me have some extra added volume, but they're not so big that they're covering up all of this work on my eyeshadow that I did. That kills me with a lot of these girls. They'll spend so much time on their eyeshadow look, and then they'll put this big pair of false eyelashes on. You can't even see what they did. Whatever. But these are a very natural pair, and they're a pair of the Bad Habit Beauty lashes. That is one thing that I noticed about the Bad Habit Beauty lashes, is that they're all, well, not all of them. There is like one or two in here that are kind of that extra, really diva looking lash. But they have a lot of just natural everyday lashes in here. They have so much to choose from a natural perspective that I was really, really excited when I took a look at the selection, and I was keeping my fingers crossed that these were actually going to be a good quality, because they are a silk lash, so they are like a synthetic lash. They're not mink, so these are going to be cruelty free, and they're only $7. So obviously I was like, man, you know, you get what you pay for. These may not be the best thing. But once again, I was surprised by Bad Habit Beauty. So let's take a look at some of these lashes, because I really want you guys to take a look at these up close. Now, all of these lashes are named after different types of fabric. So you have silk, leather, suede. So all of these different kind of fabrics out there are the names of the lashes, which I thought was really cute. So let's start with the actual smallest pair that I have here, which is the pair that's called Organza. And that's actually what I have on my lid tonight. So I'll give you guys a close-up of what this lash actually looks like, but it really is just a little tiny bit of extra volume and a little tiny bit of extra length and curl. I love this lash. It's incredibly comfortable. The side profile on this lash is beautiful. So like when you're looking, turning your head sideways, or somebody's looking at you from the side, you see that beautiful curl and lift. I love this pair. It's very natural. It's perfect for every day, and they're incredibly comfortable. I also like the fact that these lashes are a little bit oversized, so you have the ability to trim them so that they can fit your eye, and there's plenty there to work with. They also have a very thin band, so the band is like kind of an Invisiband, so it's this very thin kind of band that's not this big, thick, black, heavy weight that's on your lash. You really don't know that you have these lashes on. They're very light. They're incredibly comfortable because the band is very flexible. The next pair of lashes is like a step up from the Organza lashes. These are the silk lashes. Now, one of the things I like about these is that this has like the tapered kind of look to it. So they're shorter on the inner and then they get longer as it goes. So it has like that flare, and these are beautiful. So you can just take a look. I just want to show you. I'm going to show you these close up, but I want you to be able to just look from a distance at like a normal pair of lashes and then the Bad Habit lashes. Do you see how much more natural these are as opposed to something like this? So if you're looking for like an everyday lash that's not big and dramatic, then you are gonna love these lashes. So let's take a look at silk close up. So again, silk is very natural looking. It's very wispy looking. It's very lightweight. The side profile on this is gorgeous. It has a beautiful curve to it. Again, this has the flexi band, so it gives you easy application, and it's a very comfortable wear. With proper care, you could get up to like 10 uses out of these. These are more of like lash enhancement type of lashes. So that's what I would kind of classify this type of lash as, more of like a lash enhancement. It's going to give you that beautiful curl. It's going to give you a beautiful flare, a little bit extra on the ends as far as length is concerned, and it will look stunning for everyday wear. Incredibly lightweight, very, very comfortable. I absolutely love these lashes, and these in particular. I really, really like this pair. Next, we're going to talk about Suede. Now, Suede is more of like a classic wispy that has a flare on the end. However, these are very, very lightweight. So it's like a classic wispy, but 10 times more natural. This would be great again for everyday wear. Now these again are very, very tapered on the inner part of it, and then they flare out towards the end. But I love that these aren't as kind of uniformed as silk was. These are a little more kind of scattered and messed up looking. It's more of like that wispy look. I really, really like this for more kind of fun, playful looks. But again, these are more along the lines of like a beautiful lash enhancement as opposed to like a solid fake lash. I love these type of lashes, and this one is another one of my favorites. So the majority of Bad Habits lashes are like these lashes. They're like the ones that I have on my eyes, the Organza. They're also a lot like silk and a lot like Suede. They're very natural kind of lash enhancement type of lashes. So these styles, these here and the ones that I have on my lashes, are a lot of what the styles are in the Bad Habit choices. However, they do have some that are just a little bit more dramatic, and I'll give you an example. This is called Velvet. So these are just a little bit more dramatic, and this is about as dramatic as it gets when it comes to the Bad Habit lashes, with the exception, I think, of Leather. Now, there is a set on here called Leather, and the Leather set is really, really dense. So you see how the hairs here are kind of separated. Leather is just really dense, and there's a lot packed in there. So they do have the bigger kind of more extreme lashes if that's your thing, but they're not any more expensive. They're still only $7 a pair. I do think that even their bigger ones aren't as crazy as, like, say, you know, these. So like, even look here, they're very similar in style, but you can see that this one is still a lot lighter and a lot more natural looking. Now, again, this is all going to be about preference. There are a lot of girls out there that just really prefer this kind of look. So if this is your thing, then I absolutely get it. But if you're looking for a more everyday, natural, comfortable, easy to work with lash, I think these are going to be like your best bet for $7. You just can't beat it. Let me give you guys a close-up of this one. So the difference here between Velvet and the ones that we looked at earlier is that this is what's called a layered lash. So you'll notice that there are several different layers in this particular lash. In addition to that, this is also what they call an ultra fluttery lash. So you'll have a lot of wisp going on with these particular lashes. So you get some more density immense volume. It's layered. It's much more fluttery, if there's such a word as more fluttery. But it's a flutterier lash. It is a layered lash, and you're going to get a lot more volume and oomph with this particular lash. Now, even though this lash is even a bit too extreme for me, the bigger lashes from Bad Habit are still very well crafted. Oftentimes when you see a bigger lash from other companies, you don't see a layered lash. In other words, you don't have kind of that three-dimensional type of look to it. You just have that one row that's just really big and like dramatic. You don't have like all these different layers, all these different lengths, and the side profile that makes these look so fluttery and beautiful. So even on the bigger lashes, the craftsmanship out of these lashes are fantastic. I love that even the bigger, more dramatic ones are layered and they look really, really pretty. So overall, you guys, for $7, I think Bad Habit made some really, really smart choices when it comes to the beginning styles of their lashes. They put a lot of lashes in there that are natural lashes for everyday use, that are more of like lash enhancers as opposed to a big dramatic false lash. But then they also did put those dramatic false lashes in there for girls that like that as well, and they actually did them well. They crafted them well. They look gorgeous. The side profile on all of these lashes is stunning. The band is comfortable. They're all lightweight. They're easily trimmable. They don't fall apart. They wash well. You can continue to use them. And for a $7 lash, there's not a whole lot else you can ask for. So once again, I was pleasantly surprised with Bad Habit Beauty and their lashes. I was super, super excited about these lashes from Bad Habit. I think they did a really good job. I'm glad I picked these up. I'm sure I'll be picking them all up in the future at $7 a pop. You just can't beat it. And of course, I placed the order and 2 days later they were here, so you gotta love that shipping speed. Alright guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Bad Habit and all their new products they've been coming out with. Let me know if you guys intend on picking up any of their lashes in the future and what you guys think about lashes. Let me know if you guys wear them every day and what your favorite style is. I would love to get into a conversation in the comment section below about what you guys prefer when it comes to your false lashes. Don't forget guys, we are wrapping up this week and we are still giving away the Sephora Skin Wonderland skincare set. That's going to be announced Monday on a live stream here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do in order to win that set is just be a subscriber. So make sure everybody shows up Monday at 8 p.m. and we'll be announcing the winner of that set. That'll be week 1 checked off and done for our December Christmas extravaganza. I will be announcing on Monday night what the following week prize is going to be, and we're going to keep this rolling all through the month of December with a different prize every week. So I'm really, really excited. Listen, I hope all of you guys are enjoying your holiday season, and as always, I hope everybody is very happy and very healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video.